Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's live stream where we're going to be going through, the slide is misleading, but how to maximize your sales with print on demand in 2021. And as always, I'm joined by none other than Thomas Gentleman. Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Aidan, I'm doing great. What a wonderful day it's been. And we are going to take you through this How to Crush POD in 2021, a presentation that I hope you appreciate. So let's just cover this. Moteefe is where we are, and How to Crush POD is where we're at. We're gonna go full screen and dive into the detail and give you a little intro. So Aidan, if you he's ahead of himself. Let's go back to the title slide, Aidan, so that the video editors, shout out to Timor, our video editor, our guy on the back end, can cut this up so that we can repurpose it. I hope you don't mind, but that's how we roll. So 3, 2, 1, let's go, Timor. Okay, so Aidan, back to the title slide. Okay, How to Crush POD in 2021. So welcome everybody. We are Moteefe, Moteefe.com. We are the leading platform for print on demand. Print on demand, what is it? Print on demand is a way of producing your items, the things that you're selling after somebody has ordered. So the demand comes and then we print it. So there's no need for warehousing. There's no need for any of that. Moteefe has got that completely covered. Head over to Moteefe.com, make your account. That's all we ask for watching this presentation. Aidan, the next slide, please.
There we go.
So here we are. Our hosts is myself, Thomas Gentleman. I'm the head of growth here at Moteefe, Moteefe.com. And Aidan, say hello, Aidan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
So Aidan is one of our success managers. We also have other success managers as well as Aidan. Shout out to Anna, who's one of our other success managers, and Aidan and Anna are both focused on your success on Moteefe.com. And it's all about your success, because without you, without your sales, then it doesn't work. We're here to help you, and this presentation is all going to be about helping you and helping you grow.
Yeah.
Aidan, do you want to add anything?
I do. I want to add that, it's a pure win-win. So the more units you sell, the better Moteefe does. It's a pure win-win for everyone. And just a quick thing, which we will go into more. My job is to make sure you get sales. Simple as that.
Absolutely, and that's what it all comes down to, is sales. So a little bit about why you need to focus on this now. So there's a whole world out there, billions of people. You can reach those people through various different ways and sell products directly to them. The internet has opened the door for incredible opportunities across the board, and Moteefe represents one of those massive opportunities for you to, either as a side hustle or as your main gig or the beginning of a side hustle, right through to your main income source, is absolutely one of the best opportunities right now in 2021. We have thousands of sellers from all across the world, just like you, that are making significant amounts of sales and therefore generating a lot of revenue for themselves. And really, we're changing lives all around, and Aidan is focused on that. So Aidan, shall we begin the presentation?
I think we should. Let's do it. So next slide, here we go.
So, okay, Moteefe is the global POD platform. We're a turnkey solution to help you sell POD globally. So wherever your buyers are, in whatever location, whatever language they speak, wherever they may be found, wherever you want to hunt them out, we will help you do that. We are everywhere. We have lots of different locations for production of your designs. So basically the way that the platform works is that you open your account, which is completely free. There's no charge whatsoever. On our side, you open your account, you upload your artwork. There's an example of the kind of thing that we would see as artwork, as as a design on a shirt there on the side, and you upload your artwork, and then you drive buyers to that artwork. Now you can do that through lots of different ways. And then when somebody comes in and buys, wherever they are, we produce that item as close to them as possible. And that really means that they receive a fantastic experience. It comes to them very quickly, and it's a complete turnkey solution. So just open an account, head over to moteefe.com, open that account and upload your artwork, and then bang, straight away you've got something that you can drive traffic to. We have white label stores. So if you buy a domain name, you can buy a domain name. How much is a domain name, Aidan?
Oh, anywhere from 99p to 100 million, but literally you can find some absolute bargains for some great domains out there.
Absolutely. So you just head over to any domain name provider. I think we all know who they are. Buy a white label, buy a domain, link it to Moteefe, and you've got your own white label experience. So you can have your own branding and everything straight away. You can then launch, test, and scale your designs instantly. So there's no fee for uploading a design. Some other platforms, maybe you have to pay monthly, maybe you have to pay per design, maybe you have to do this, maybe. On Moteefe, everything is completely free. So if you've got 500 ideas, 500 different designs that you want to upload, that's exactly the same price as 5 designs. And we are here with 5 million products produced every year through the platform. We've been around since 2015, and we are here as your #1 POD partner. Aidan.
There's one thing I want to add to that. On some other platforms, you have to get a minimum order amount, to say 10, 15, 50 before they will ship and send them. With Moteefe, that's not a thing. It's one by one. You get one order, it gets printed and shipped there and then. So
we treat the sellers that are selling 1 order or 1 million orders exactly the same. It's exactly the same production, exactly the same quality, exactly the same experience. Everything is exactly the same and the same price. What's the price, Aidan?
For this one? For that t-shirt?
Not for that t-shirt. For using Moteefe, there is no price.
It's the best price. It's free.
It's free.
No contract, nothing like that. Yeah, it's completely free.
Absolutely. Let's rock on to the next slide. So we have fully customizable stores and campaigns. So this site is super user friendly to use. As you can see, you can upload a banner with in your store. You can have your own branded experience and give that to the buyers, so they can really feel a direct connection to your store, your brand, your page, however you're running the traffic in. You can brand that page. We've got a bit of dog artwork there, or doggy artwork, just as an example. There's fully integrated customer support. We'll cover that a little bit later on, but really the customer support is handled by us. Absolutely. So on some other platforms, you might find that you have to deal with maybe a frustrated buyer that was expecting it the next morning, and they send an email in and you don't know how to respond, or you're selling, maybe you speak only one language. I only speak English, as many English people do. And if I want to send into France, then I don't really want to deal with those customer support inquiries coming in French. Moteefe handle all of that. Aidan, how many languages do you speak?
I speak one. Just the one.
Which one is that?
English. Just English, unfortunately. I have attempted to speak other languages, but failed miserably. But this is one of the great things about Moteefe. Multilingual customer support. They speak over 14 languages. And the second best thing is it's 24/7. So say if someone emails in on Sunday at 3 in the morning, wherever they are in the world, it's going to get covered. And the best thing about that is you're not the one covering it.
Absolutely. So I take it, Aidan, that what you're saying there is if you were selling t-shirts in Poland, you wouldn't want to handle customer service inquiries in Polish. Is that correct?
That is correct. As I dare say, I wouldn't be very good.
Indeed, but we are very good, and we cover that language as well as many others. So let's hit up the next slide. So on the platform, you will find, after you've created your completely free account at Moteefe.com, 65 fully customizable POD products. And we also just, we've got to put it out there. Our Trustpilot score is 4 stars, which is probably the highest. I'm going to say the highest, and that's for a reason. We care about your buyers. We're not here for you to sell 5 products or 10 products. We want you to be a long-term partner with us. So we understand the need, especially now Facebook are looking at page scores, asking your buyers for feedback. We understand that that's super important, and we're covering that right end to end as a full end-to-end solution for your print-on-demand needs.
And a big thing there is happy buyers. They come back and they buy again.
Indeed they do, and many times. Let's move on. So, the European POD market. Why are we talking about Europe, Aidan?
Many reasons why. One, it's a huge market, as it says on the slide. You're looking at about 233 million people in population. 2, the advertising is cheaper. The US is quite saturated. It's getting quite expensive. 3, it's a seller's market. 4, the pound and euro are strong at the moment, right? So you can get a lot of bang for your buck. And next up, we've got far less competition. So there's if you've tried and attempted to crack the print-on-demand market over in the US, as you've probably witnessed and experienced, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of it's very saturated potentially. Of course, if you've got a super winning design, it's going to win everywhere. But if you're just getting started or just getting involved, it's a much easier game over here in Europe.
Absolutely, it is. So a lot of people, when you're starting out, they look at America and they see that big market and they think, oh, okay, I'm going to start playing in there. And okay, yes, that is successful, and we do see a huge amount of sales in the US, in North America, and United States and Canada. But Europe is a huge market. It's bigger. It's a bigger market than the United States. It's actually, I think, 550 million people, Aidan. You might have been playing Europe down a little bit there.
I may have checked the wrong information prior to that. Maybe my date is outdated.
The European Union, which, as we know, is shrinking by the moment as countries flee from it. So advertising is cheaper in Europe. So Europe is a big market, but it's a diverse market. There's all sorts of different nuances and variations within the European market. It's a seller's market. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Thomas. I came to Moteefe actually as a seller. I've been selling POD products online since 2015 with Moteefe. And what does it mean, a seller's market? A seller's market is a market that is advantageous to the seller. If it was a buyer's market, that would be less advantageous to the seller. It's a seller's market. So many people haven't seen the POD designs in their niche translated into their language that maybe they would have seen in the US. So print on demand as a technology has been around for some years now. There are a lot of designs that I'm sure that we've all seen ourselves that are sort of staples of the POD landscape. Those designs are played out in the US. There's still huge opportunities in the US, but those designs are still played out in the US. However, you can find design concepts and design ideas that have sold well in the past in the United States. But guess what? Nobody's translated those into Danish and run them in the Danish market because people are lazy and they didn't have access to Moteefe.com, our European distribution center, and our highly diverse customer support in those languages. And that really makes a difference. The pound and the euro, they're not just strong. The pound is the number one currency, the strongest currency, and getting stronger by the day. It's 30%, 25%, something like that, stronger against the dollar than it was last year. So if you're used to making USD on your sales, if you switch over to pounds, you're gonna reap those benefits. And yes, of course, Moteefe does produce locally. Next slide, please, Aidan. So how do you enter the European market, Aidan? If only we had a slide to tell us what to do first.
If only. So I think the one place to start would be the UK.
Why do you say that? Is it because of the slide, or do you know something more about the UK? Why the UK, Aidan?
Why the UK? One, because the US and the UK speak this beautiful language called English. So a lot of the US ones that you can take inspiration from, you can run in the UK. And the UK is a super affluent country, right? People have got money here and they want to buy products.
Absolutely, they do want to buy products. And there are sites, so you would take, I'm in the fishing niche, I've been in the fishing niche for a long time, or as well as a few others. So there's some variations. So you can take a US design. Bass fishing is very popular in the US. There aren't any bass in the UK. Maybe there is in the tank somewhere, but it's not a native species. So people aren't out at the weekend bass fishing. They're fishing for other species, such as the common carp. And you can take a design that's worked really well in the United States with a carp, or a design concept, sorry, with a bass in the United States. And then you can take it and run it in the UK into the carp fishing region. It's a region that fishes for carp. Change the bass for a carp, and now you've got something that can work in the UK. So yes, start with the UK, respect the regional variations, and there will be more of these to come. So
Yeah.
mum is MOM in the States, MUM in the UK. Make sure that you get those little variations right. It's just a quick search away. And yes, the UK is where you would start. So if you're breaking into the UK market, around 10% of our sales are from the UK. Women dominate the buyers market. So again, I'm in the fishing niche. Most of my sales, and it's all men's t-shirts that I'm selling, mostly men's t-shirts, men's hoodies, men's sweatshirts as well, but mostly men's t-shirts into the fishing niche. I'm targeting women, and they're buying those products for their husbands, brothers, partners, boyfriends, sons, uncles, grandfathers, whatever, but they're buying. So if you're starting, target the UK, target women within the niche. Don't worry that you're advertising a product, a men's t-shirt, if you happen to be doing that, to the women in these niches. They will buy for the men in their lives. And then the designs that work in the UK can work right across the EU. In fact, not just across the EU, across Europe. So next slide, please, Aidan. So you've got something that's you've just started, you've got something that's working in the UK, then it's all about Germany. Germany is number one. Absolutely. Very true. Germany is number one. It is an amazing market. Around 40% of our EU sales are from Germany. It goes up, it goes down. That's just a baseline figure. Germany is an amazing market. We see phenomenal conversion rates for our sellers in Germany. So you start out, you've got your design in English, you've got your idea in English, you're running it on Moteefe.com. What do? You want it in German? You reach out to Aidan. Aidan, if somebody comes to you and says, right, I'm getting sales with this, but I want to run it in Germany, what will you do for them?
What will I do? I'll say to them, let's go, and I'll get that translated by a native German speaker, give it back to you, ready to run.
You'll not just give it back to them, you'll give them back a design file so that they can run it in German.
Yes, immediately. So literally, if you want to do design work, I'll get you the translation. But Aidan, I haven't got time to do design as well. No problem. I'll get you the design and it'll be in German, ready for you to go and kill it.
And for this amazing service, you're sent a design that's selling well in English in the UK, wherever, US, and they want it translated into German. You're going to give them not just the translation, but an actual design file that they can upload to Moteefe. What are you charging for this amazing service?
I'm charging zero, nothing. I'm doing it for free because, as we said at the start, your success is our success. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. So the criteria for this is if you've got something selling well on Moteefe.com and you want a design done, translated in a new language, Aidan's going to give it to you straight away. And the number one product for doing that right now is cushions. Cushions are, as it says on the screen, absolutely killing it in the German market. I think probably by the end of the year, every sofa in Germany will have a Moteefe cushion on it. That's how explosive the growth is with the cushions in Germany. There's just something about it. And our cushions come pre-stuffed. It's not just a cover. We've got square cushions. We've got rectangle cushions. They come pre-stuffed as a beautiful thing you can put out, and people absolutely love them. Aidan, say something about cushions.
I at first glance I didn't think cushions were going to be such an explosive product. It's really shocked me. And then the good thing as well, just on both Germany and cushions, is I've got sellers that I'm working with directly, and they're not native Germans, right? They're not from Germany, but some of the designs that they've translated into German and RAN sell more than the countries that they're from, that they should be the guru, the master of their own country, their own domain. But in actual fact, a lot of more of their profits are coming from Germany. So it's definitely one of the first places you need to check out and get some stuff run into.
It is absolutely amazing. And again, we're not saying this because we want to sell in Germany. We're saying this because the sales are coming from Germany. And once you've got something working in Germany, target the whole of the EU. And if you're running Facebook ads, then select German as the language, because there's lots of people around Europe that speak German that aren't in Germany. The EU has allowed people to move freely around, so you'll find German speakers in lots of places. And of course, the main places that you'll find German speakers are Germany, Austria, and the German-speaking region of Switzerland. So definitely try that. It works. It's been absolutely amazing. Aidan, let's move on. Cushions in Germany. And what works? So when we're talking about Facebook advertising now, so we're talking about advertising on Facebook. Facebook is the number one platform for advertising. It's hyper targeted. It's a great platform. People always say, oh, Facebook advertising, it's not what it was before. It is if you've got a great design. Yes, you can't just sell anything on there. It's the design. It's not anything other than the design. The design makes all the difference. However, a few tips on what's working now. I'm seeing bigger audiences work. So back a few years ago, you could target small audiences of 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. And yes, of course, you can still find some niche targets that will work with smaller audiences, but big audiences work amazingly well. And what's a big audience? 50 million, 60 million, 70 million, 100 million. Wow. It all depends on the product, the design. That's what sells. You can target, for example, Europe with the language German, and then fishing, and then within Facebook there's a little button that says audience expansion, and you can turn that on, and Facebook will say we'll target people if we think that it's going to be relevant to them. Normally, a few years ago, I didn't. When that first was introduced, I tried it and I thought, oh, this doesn't work. I tried it a few times. Now I'm finding that it's definitely working. So you want to push to big audiences. When you're testing, there's a free Facebook ads course. Where can they find the free Facebook ads course, Aidan?
Moteefe.school.
Moteefe.school.
If you're on YouTube, if you look in the description, you can find all the links to Moteefe.com, the Moteefe Facebook group, and the course in the description.
Absolutely. So it's my Moteefe course. It's completely free, no charge, of course, to you. You can check that out, and I'll take you through how the traditional way, the best way, the way that I use to test and run Facebook campaigns, and exactly what I do to generate sales. What's left out of that is the bigger audiences. So I don't go into too much detail about audience size, but once you've got something that works, and this won't work if your product isn't selling. If people don't want to buy your design, it won't work. So you've got to start testing it first. Again, the Facebook ads course will tell you exactly how to test for as low as $2, $3, $4 a day, $5 a day within the European market. It will teach you exactly how to test. Once you've got something that's going to work and is making sales, then big audiences work. But it's the design that sells. Let's jump on, Aidan, to the next slide. Okay, so if it's working, you start with English. So this is a design that I sold a while ago. Can't remember exactly. I think a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, a design that I sold. So I'm going fishing. Okay, I've had it. That's enough. I'm going fishing. Translate that into German, and then just keep on translating it into the top 10 European countries for sales in Europe. And those countries would be, well, we know that Germany is number one. The UK is big. Aidan, do you want to throw a couple of others in there?
I'm going to throw some curveballs. You've also got the Scandinavian countries. We've seen some good success in Sweden, Denmark, Norway. The Netherlands has always been a beautiful market to target. The words are asked with these. Test it. If it works, scale. If it doesn't, next country.
Absolutely, that's exactly the way to do it. So you've got France, Germany, Italy, Austria, Denmark, all of the Scandinavian countries. Just translate. Poland, I think, is going to be a great opportunity in the coming years for really big sales. Again, nobody's running this stuff there. Who do you think? Who do you know? If you're in the POD game, or you see POD websites out there, or you know people, look around the groups, who's running stuff in Polish? Nobody. But Poland is a huge country on the up. The Polish stock is rising quickly, and it's becoming richer and richer by the day. And there's definitely huge opportunities in those markets in Eastern Europe. The former Warsaw Pact, if you're a bit of a boomer like myself, or a Gen Xer, the Warsaw Pact, Eastern Europe definitely coming along, and nobody's running into those countries. And you know, if you're worried about things like customer services or anything like that, Moteefe has got you covered. You don't have to put your PayPal out there so people are buying from you. We handle all of the transactions, all of the refunds, the complete end-to-end solution. So you don't have to worry about any of the other things that you'd worry about on platforms. So if it's working, translate it, and don't stop translating it. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make, and I've made it myself. You're making sales and you're just kind of sitting high on the hog, if you will, at the top of the hill, and oh, this is wonderful. But actually, you could have had that translated into 5 or 6 other languages and double, triple, quadruple your sales through those markets. And you might even find one of them, such as Germany, that would actually do much better than where you originally started.
Yeah, it really is the difference between good sellers and amazing sellers. Amazing sellers, they don't stop. They'll find something that works. They'll try it in every country. They'll find another thing that works, and then they'll keep these things spinning. They keep these ads running. They keep making those sales.
Absolutely. Let's jump on to the next slide, Aidan. Okay, so there's an amazing profit per sale here. T-shirts, cushions, hoodies, as you can see from this, absolutely amazing. You're able to scale to the moon with all of these products, and I do suggest that these are, I would say, the top 3, the numero unos, or the numero 3s for see, I told you I didn't speak any other languages, for POD sales in 2021 in Europe. And it's pretty clear: t-shirts, cushions, hoodies. Let's just jump straight on, Aidan. We know where we are with that. Moteefe will give you an amazing profit per sale. So you're running your ads, you're in a market. One of the biggest mistakes that I see is not retargeting with Facebook ads the people that have clicked on your product. So imagine this: you're on your way home from a hard day at work, and you see a cushion that says exactly what that says there, and you want to buy that, but the train pulls in. You've clicked on it, you're just about to order, but you've got to get your shoulder game right and get to the front of the queue and push them out the way and get on the train, and you have to put your phone in your pocket. Well, you wanted to buy it, and that's what happens to a lot of your buyers. Something happens. They're at home, the kettle's boiled, the cat explodes, whatever happens that stops them from buying. So you must retarget everything. So what does retarget mean? That's retarget engagement. Anyone that likes, comments, or shares your post is engaging with your post. On a page level, you can retarget everybody that has engaged with your page for the last 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 28 days, 54 days, 90 days, 180 days, even right up to 365 days. You must retarget engagers. So if you're running an ad, and once you found something that works, you want to focus fully on that. You don't want to be running 5 or 10 different campaigns at the same time from one page. Yes, you can have separate pages to do separate things, but you want to retarget those engagers, and you definitely want to retarget everybody that's engaged in the last 1, 2, or 3 days, something like that, depending on how much. And exclude the people that have purchased, and just hammer back at them the product that they engage with, and you will get significant sales. And this really makes the difference more than anything else as to the people that are successful and the people that are not successful. It is all in the retargeting.
Yeah.
That it, Aidan? Yep, is a man of few words.
That's it. And it really is. So the first question, I get this all the time, Aidan, I'm breaking even in all these countries, but I just can't squeeze any more units out of this design. My first question is, are you running retargeting ads? And more commonly than not, it's a no. And then they scratch their head and say, I've missed a trick here. I've missed out on a lot of sales here. And that's the first such a common mistake. If you're not running retargeting ads, and Thomas once said to me before, they could be some of the cheapest, potentially cheapest conversion ads you can run.
Absolutely, they are the cheapest. If they're not the cheapest, then you're doing something wrong, and you want to get good pretty quick. So you want to retarget your engagement. You want to retarget the views. What's the view? Someone clicks on the ad, views the product. That's a view. Add to carts. That's an action that they've taken. So they've added that product to cart. Higher buyer intent. So once you're scaling hard, you want to separate those views and add to carts. And that's another beautiful thing about Facebook ads. You can start retargeting for as little as $1 a day for each one of these segments. You don't have to go crazy. In fact, don't start at $20 a day ever for retargeting. You always want to start small, because you will get sales, and you don't want to overwhelm that audience. You will be hammering them for the next 28 days. And I always recommend that you have a plan in place, that if somebody has engaged with your post, viewed your post, viewed the product, added it to cart, that you want to retarget them for 28 days. Why 28 days, Aidan, or 30 days or 35 days? Why do you think that works?
Because they might have a payday within that time period.
That's it. People be broke, and the broke people might want to have it retargeted to them when they got money. When you've got money, you're more likely to spend. So the day that they get paid, people do wild things, and they're much more likely to buy. The further away you get from payday for a lot of people, the trickier it is for them to make that jump. But if they just know, bang, right, okay, I know I get paid on the whatever the second Friday of the month, or however it works, then they're much likely to buy. So that's another reason, apart from the cat exploding, to put them off in the first place, which, you know, to be fair, would put you off, I think, or the train arriving, or whatever else going on, the dog throwing up in the bed, that kind of stuff. That will definitely impact your conversion rate, life events, and you want to retarget. So make sure you retarget long term.
You want to help your buyers, help your customers, help them buy. You know,
see, he's a nice guy. He's like, you help them. Yes, you help them give you money. Yes, help them give you money. Exactly that. And then here's a trick from the pros is use real product images. So if you're scaling something, if you're making 500, 600, 700 sales from a single design, order one yourself. Take a photo of it with the phone. The phone in your hand is perfectly good. You want that to look like a sort of an organic post on Facebook. You don't need an expensive camera and lighting equipment and all of that fancy stuff, because it won't look real. You want it to feel real. So you pull the wrapping open on the t-shirt, you take a photo of it, make sure that it's readable, or whatever other product, the cushions are perfect for this. You put it on your sofa, you take a photo of it, bang, you've got now the best number one product image that you can possibly have. Absolutely number one. You can use mock-ups beforehand, but a real product image taken on your phone, slightly off angle, maybe a little bit out of focus, maybe you've got a thumbprint on the camera, it's perfect because it looks real. And that's what it's. Social media. Be social on social media. Slick adverts about a cushion. You could spend a lot of money on a big photo shoot or a video production about a design. No one wants that. They want to connect with the design, and they want to see that it's a real thing that people like them are engaging with and buying, and that makes all the difference.
Oh yes. Should we?
Yes. Let's go with number 13, slide 13. Unlucky for some, but not for us, because this is about free scalable artwork. So if you join Moteefe.com right now and go onto the dashboard, there's a link on the dashboard, and it will take you through to get this design. So this is a design that I've sold, and we've translated it into lots of different languages. It's actually a different, it doesn't say the carp are calling, but what we've done is we've done a plural version. So the carp are calling, or the cat are calling, or the cats are calling, the cat is calling. We've done a plural and a singular version. We've done 2 versions of that artwork. It's highly customizable, highly scalable. You can add any niche. So the longboats are calling for the Viking niche. Some others, my dogs are calling, my kids are calling, my tailor is calling, my Aidan. Aidan doesn't like being put on the spot like this, but I'm sure he can come up with at least one while I think of some more.
The back of the net is calling, and I must score. There's one.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. The hockey sticks are calling.
While Thomas is coming up with some other screamers, I have to say he's been very modest about how many of these he's sold. He has sold thousands of this format, so it's
I have, and across you will see a lot. So the pub is calling. Is another. You could put a violin on there and say the strings are calling. You could put a violin on there and say practice is calling, and I must go. It's infinitely scalable into any niche. The bass are calling. The
stage is calling.
The stage is calling.
Out there. Maybe those dancers. Who knows?
Indeed. Moteefe is calling, and I must sell. And on that bombshell, let's jump on. So you will get this from Moteefe.com. Sign up today and go into the link on the dashboard, and you'll find this. Let's move on, Aidan. Okay, so back to Moteefe again. We have 3 huge ROI boosters. What's ROI? Return on investment. So you're investing in your ads, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in time. Again, these are my designs. Please copy them. I don't mind. Cross-selling, upselling, and pre-discounted pricing that will boost your ROI right up. And it's optimized. All you got to do is go in there, create a campaign, click a couple of buttons. You'll see all of these features, and we'll be adding more very soon to really boost your average order value and your ROI up. Let's move on, Aidan. Personalization. Here we are. This is the one. Aidan, what do you want to say about custom text and personalization on Moteefe?
So the TLDR is I love it, and the reason I love it is 1, it boosts conversion rate, and 2, you can charge more for these products, because there's nowhere, if you were walking down the street and you went into a shop and you wanted this t-shirt, that cushion, this towel, you name it, whatever we've got on Moteefe, and you wanted your name on it, or you wanted your partner's name on it, or you wanted your dog's name on it, you can't get that. But you can offer that to your customers now. So then there you go. You're going to get high conversion rate, and you can charge them more. Instead of doing it for £20, you can do it for £25. You can do it for £30 because it's one of a kind. And by them customizing it, they're also forming an emotional attachment to the design or to the idea of buying that product.
That's absolutely it. So Gary Halbert, I don't know if you've ever heard that name. Gary Halbert was a direct marketer, a genius of copywriting. If you want to know how to write copy, check out Gary Halbert's work, #1. And he sent the most sent letter in history. And that letter was a sales letter targeting people with their family name. So it was right at the very beginning of, you might have heard mail merging. You can create a template and then drop people's names into it, mail merging. And he would do it with surnames, and he would send it out, and he would give people their family's crest, like coat of arms with their name at the bottom, right? That's how it would work. And because it was highly converting, he made millions of dollars from doing this. It went out to nearly every address in the United States, probably more than once. You may have even received one yourself. And it worked because it was connected to them. If it was just a nice coat of arms, no sales. But it's a letter coming to you with your coat of arms, with your name on it. You buy it, it's your family, you're most connected to it. You can make a design just like that on Moteefe.com, allow people to add in their children's names, their pets' names, their mother's names, their lovers' names, their brother's names, any name that they want, to really bring it together. And once they see that, and not only do they want to buy it, if it makes them cry, it makes them buy. Not only do they want to buy it, they don't know how much they should be paying for it. So they've got no price point in their mind. So you can push much harder. So yes, at least 20% more for having a custom text field, at least one. Moteefe offers 2, so you can do 2 whoever from whoever is like a love letter. Love messages work here. And again, in Germany, on cushions, this is, what is it, Aidan? It's
so good on cushions, because you literally can tie it to, this spot belongs to, reserved for everyone in their family. Whenever you sat down at Christmas, the granddad's got a spot, he's got a chair, everyone's got that in their family, and it's so easily tied to that when you do a custom text cushion. And I think that could be part of the reason why it's exploding.
Absolutely. It is yours when you see it, and it is massive. So don't underestimate the incredible power of personalization of products with Moteefe.com. And the real-time rendering means as they type it in on Moteefe.com, on your custom domain, it shows on the screen straight away, and you just can't stop from buying it. Aidan, next slide. Okay, so we've got fast fulfillment and global production. So when it says no VAT, we handle all of that stuff for you. You don't have to worry, don't have to think about that. We're the merchant of record. We pick up on all of that. We've got quicker delivery. Quicker than what? Quicker than you'd think, because we have a production facility in Italy. Why do we have a production facility in Italy? Because if you try and send something into Italy, good luck getting through all of the customs and everything else. So we understand that, and that's why we've got a production facility in Italy. Not just in Italy, but Italy is an example, because we understand and we know that if your buyers are in Italy, we've got to produce it in Italy. We're talking about the German market. Around Germany, we have a cluster of different production facilities ready to produce your design as close to your German buyers as possible. And that's true. We've got multiple in the UK, multiple in the US. We're ready to go on the ground to print. And if one of those production facilities starts to get maxed out because we're sending them too many orders, we balance that out, and we send it to the next closest. So even in busier times, we balance the load, and we get it as close as possible with the balance of delivery speed to location, and it makes a huge difference. Happier buyers. It's important, because if you're running Facebook ads, as you should definitely try, Facebook will ask your buyers whether they were happy or not. And one of the things is product quality, which we have a great product quality, 4 stars on Trustpilot, and delivery speed. Now, obviously, we can't do next day delivery because it's produced on demand, but that's fine, because we understand and we try to optimize as much as we can. And then, of course, the customer care in 14 languages. I would say you would struggle to name 14 languages on the spot, but we do have it in 14 languages ready to go for you at Moteefe.com. Anything you want to add to this slide, Aidan?
I think you've covered it beautifully. But I think the one thing I would add there is this is the true beauty of Moteefe, right? It's not one of those platforms where you go in and you've got to set that if orders come from X country, it needs to go to X. You know, this is all done for you. It's automatic. So as soon as it's sold, you haven't got any toggles that you've got to turn on off or any settings that you've got to, you know, find the best practice for. It's all done. So it's ready to go.
Absolutely. You're good to go with Moteefe.com. Slide 17. Slide 17, maximizing your profits. So there's no hidden costs. There's the cost. We charge a base price per unit. That's how we make our money. So the more you sell, the better we do. So this entire presentation has been about your success. If you're not successful, then we can't be successful. So you said 1,000 units at whatever that price was, you can see your total profit. I don't know what it was set at, but the base price is there. We do fast payouts because we understand that you're a marketer. You need to pay Facebook. You need to keep on running your ads. You don't want your money held with us for 60 days, 90 days. No. As soon as your payout's available, we'll process it and get it out to you. And Aidan, Joanna and her team here, our seller support team, handle that. And Aidan's just dying to tell you what the current turnaround is.
Average, I think last time I checked, is about 22.8 hours. So in terms of getting that money in your bank account to reinvest it in more ads, more designs, etc., you know, you've not got to wait long.
Absolutely. So we understand, you know, I'm a marketer. Moteefe hires marketers for this reason. We understand the incredible importance of fast payouts, fast, reliable payouts. We've got your money. We want to get that money to you as quickly as we can. Let's move on. This is all about Aidan. All about Aidan. So Aidan is a legend amongst men. As far as being a success manager. We should have a slide really about Anna as well, who does exactly the same job here as Aidan. They're both success managers, but we've pulled Aidan out because he's on this presentation, but we do have a team here to support you. And Aidan is dedicated to your success. You can tell Aidan's a sales focused guy who's hyper focused on your success, because if you're successful, we're successful. So yes, translation services, design solutions. You've got something that's selling in German on Moteefe.com or in English and you want it in German, Aidan won't just give you the translation. If it's selling really well, we'll give you the design. That design doesn't sell, guess what? Come back and say, I don't think, right, okay, you got a new one. He will be your personal account manager, or Anna. Anna's also, as they shouldn't be overlooked here. And then we've got a global 24/7 support team. Does the internet sleep, Aidan?
It does not sleep. And
it doesn't have Wednesday afternoons off.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. But some of it, there's a few points that aren't included here that I will say. If you've got a design that you're unsure about, or you want to improve it, or you want to see if the English is right, because maybe English isn't your first language, you want to check the grammar's right, just send me the image and I'll check it for you. I will give you pointers, tips, tricks, whatever you want. Or if something you've tested has broken even, it's not quite cracked it, you might be missing out on one little phrase or one little image or one thing that could really make something from a loser to a winner. Ask me. I'm here to be your go-to guy to give you the input. And so's Anna. We're here to give you help. And even if it's not a translation or a design, but just some feedback on an idea you've got, ask us. We'll tell you.
Even motivation, mindset, that kind of thing. What should I do next? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. Aidan will tell you exactly what to do and exactly what to think. And if he doesn't tell you, then I certainly will. So is there another slide, Aidan?
No, there is not.
No, we are at the end. We have reached the end, the zenith, the final slide. So I hope everybody that has lasted these 48 minutes and 58 seconds with us has got some value out of this. Please do go over to Moteefe.com and check it out. Check out our offering. You can join our group, links somewhere around here, and we can connect directly with you. And thank you very much for hanging on this long and being with us. I hope that you've got some value. There's tons more value in the Facebook group. You can ask me a question. You can ask Aidan a question. You can ask Anna a question. Even our CEO is active in that group. And we've got that free Facebook ads course that I do suggest that you check out. And all this, how much are we charging for all of this, Aidan?
We are not charging. It is
We don't do charging.
free.
Keep your credit card. We don't want to know what your PayPal email is until we pay you. So that's it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And see you next time.
See you next time, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.